Hey people, welcome back to the table. Your cosmic bestie, me, is about to read us all for filth, but with absolute love. We're diving into Juno Retrograde in Aquarius. If you thought you were slick with your boundaries and your spiritual enlightenment, the universe is about to tap us all on the shoulder. Here's the breakdown of what this transit actually means for us, followed by how it's guiding every single one of our signs. That theme, the freedom fallacy, when autonomy is just avoidance. Okay, let's be real. Juno is the asteroid of marriage, soulmates, and ride or die commitment. Aquarius is a sign of the rebel, the visionary, the alien, and the person who gets hives breakouts the second someone asks, "So, what are we?" When Juno goes retrograde in Aquarius, it is not here to tell you that commitment is a beautiful butterfly-filled journey. It is here to ask the ugly question: what have you been using your obsession with freedom to hide from? The Aquarius promise is incredibly seductive. We all want that partner who celebrates our absolute strangeness, respects our space, and doesn't make us feel small. But if we pull back the curtain, Juno in Aquarius is often masking a dusty old trauma response. Somewhere down the line, you learned that getting close to someone meant losing yourself. You thought intimacy equaled suffocation. So what did you do? You built an entire philosophical fortress around independence, called it enlightenment, and decided you're just too evolved for traditional relationships. You tell yourself you want a partner who respects your autonomy. Friend, listen. Do you want autonomy, or do you just want a partner who doesn't require you to actually show up? This retrograde is forcing us to look at the people we've pushed away or kept behind a velvet rope. Remember when someone asked you for consistency and you immediately dramatized it and called it control? Remember when a partner wanted your time and you flagged it as a threat to your freedom? Remember when you decided that them wanting you to be near was a character flaw on their part instead of an invitation for you to open your heart? We are out here rewriting our dating history like we're heroes protecting our boundaries when we're actually just terrified. We text sporadically. We keep plans vague. Yeah, let's play it by ear. We always keep one foot out the door just in case we need to make a quick escape. And then we have the nerve to call it integrity. The ultimate trap of this transit is mistaking detachment for wisdom. You use friendship as an excuse to never risk being truly known. You are magnetically attracted to emotionally unavailable people, so you can call the lack of depth mutual respect. Look, having your own life is healthy, sure, but what you actually prefer is a partner you don't have to accommodate. You don't want to adjust your schedule. You don't want to say where you're going. You want to disappear for 3 weeks and not have to explain yourself. Honey, that is not an evolved partnership. That is parallel living with occasional sex. Yes, I said it. Real commitment, even the beautiful liberated Aquarius kind, requires you to show up. It requires you to be boring sometimes. It means caring about their mundane day even when your day was a cinematic masterpiece. It means staying when bolting would be 10 times easier. Aquarius doesn't give you a get out of commitment free card. It just means the person you choose should love you for exactly who you are. Now, here's where Juno retrograde is pulling up a chair in your life. The house is shaking up and the exact area you need to stop running from. Listen for your sun, your moon, your rising, and your Venus. Aries and Aries rising. This is going to be affecting your 11th house of friendships, alliances, and social networks. You need to focus on your inner circle and squad goals. Aries, you love to be the leader of the pack, but are you using the group dynamic to avoid one-on-one depth? You have a million friends, but nobody knows what's actually going on inside your heart. Stop hiding behind your busy social calendar and let someone pass the VIP section. Taurus and Taurus rising. It's going to hit your 10th house of career, public image, and legacy. You need to focus on your professional commitments and public reputation. You are committed to the grind, Taurus. because work doesn't text you back with emotional demands. You might be using your ambition and your hustle to justify why you don't have time to build a real consistent foundation with a partner. Success is sweet, sure, but you can't cuddle a resume, my love. Gemini and Gemini rising. This is going to hit your 9th house of higher learning, travel, and philosophies. You need to focus on your belief systems and the next big adventure. You are the masters of intellectualizing your feelings. You are literally adopting a whole new worldview or book a solo flight to Bali at the spur of the moment just to escape a vulnerable conversation. This retrograde is telling you that the ultimate frontier isn't across the world. It's sitting still with the person right in front of you. Cancer and Cancer rising. This is going to hit your 8th house of intimacy, deep bonds, and shared resources. You need to focus on raw vulnerability and psychological shadows. Oh, this is hitting you right where it hurts, Cancer. You act like the ultimate nurturer, but you often use a hyper-independent, analytical, detached vibe to protect your soft interior. You're letting people into your bed, sure, but not into your psyche. Stop keeping tabs on who owes what emotionally and just dive in. Leo and Leo rising. It's going to be hitting your 7th house of one-on-one partnerships and marriage. You need to focus on serious relationships and commitments. It's happening right in your relationship sector, Leo. You want the fairy tale, but only if it stays on your terms and revolves around your schedule. You might be choosing partners who are completely out of reach or completely unconventional just so you never have to do the boring daily work of compromise. Virgo and Virgo rising. This is going to hit your 6th house of daily routines, health, and acts of service. You need to focus on your daily grind, habits, and daily work lifestyle. Virgo, you will literally fix everyone else's life, organize their closet, and manage their schedule just to keep them from looking too closely at your own flaws. You use being busy and being of service as a shield against real closeness. Stop acting like a project manager and start acting like a partner. Libra and Libra rising. This is going to hit your 5th house of romance, creativity, and self-expression. You need to focus on dating, pleasure, and your inner child. You love the idea of love, Libra, but you prefer the romance stage over the actual reality stage. You might be keeping a rotation of vague situationships or casual flings because you've convinced yourself that settled love is boring. Real romance isn't just sparks, it's the stamina to stay. Scorpio and Scorpio rising. This is going to hit your 4th house of home, family, and emotional foundations. You need to focus on your private life, roots, and inner sanctuary. You are notorious for retreating into your fortress of solitude and calling it protecting your peace. You want a home and a sanctuary, but you expect people to guess the password to get in. Notice how you use emotional distance from your past or family as an excuse to keep your current partner at arm's length. Sagittarius and Sagittarius rising. This is going to hit your 3rd house of communication, siblings, and local community. You need to focus on how you speak your truth and connect daily. Sagittarius, your texts are sporadic, your plans are abstract, and you are the CEO of "we should definitely hang out sometime soon." You use casual, witty banter to avoid saying anything real. This transit is checking your communication style. Stop keeping things light and vague because you're scared of a real label. Capricorn and Capricorn rising. This is going to hit your 2nd house of values, finances, and self-worth. You need to focus on what you own, your money, and your security. You love self-reliance because financial and material independence means you never have to depend on a human being who might let you down. You're using your bank account or your standard of living to avoid emotional dependency. True security isn't just what's in your vault, it's who is also in your corner. Aquarius and Aquarius rising. This is going to hit your 1st house of identity, self, and first impressions. You need to focus on your ego, how you present to the world, and your personal brand. It is literally in your house, Aquarius. You are the poster child for this entire transit. You have built an entire identity around being the lone wolf, the unique outcast, the one who doesn't need anyone. This retrograde is exposing that your uniqueness has become your cage. Drop the act. Needing people doesn't make you basic, it makes you human. And lastly, Pisces and Pisces rising. It's going to hit your 12th house of the subconscious, isolation, and hidden motives. You need to focus on your blind spots, dreams, and escapism. You are escaping into a fantasy world, Pisces. You prefer the idealized spiritual connection with someone in your mind or a soulmate who lives 1,000 miles away over the flawed human being sitting next to you. Stop using divine timing or karmic separation to run away from doing the physical earth level work of showing up. Now, everyone, are you actually setting a boundary, or are you just terrified of being known? Juno Retrograde in Aquarius is officially pulling the mask off our need for independence. True freedom isn't about having an escape hatch. It's having the courage to stay. Like I said, listen for your sun, your moon, your rising, and your Venus, especially your sun and your rising and your moon, to see where you're being called to stop running.